governor candidates. These governorship candidates disagree on arms for Ramotekun. And above the masthead, you have this story: terrorists demand 43 billion naira for Kaduna train hostages. Manufacturers threaten shut down over soaring diesel prices. And court remands billionaire linked to Kiari drug deal. FAC allocation drops to 2.1 trillion naira in 3 months. These stories are on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Moving now to the Vanguard. And the Vanguard is also loaded with the story on politics. APC VP slot. Why I opted for Muslim ticket. Tinubu. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this Monday morning. Yes, we have other stories as well. Energy crisis. Power supply fails to meet FG's 5,500 megawatt target. And still on the front page of the Vanguard, Pope Francis denies resignation rumors. Insecurity, FG has failed Nigerians. Catholic priest. These stories are on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Please, let's have it on the screen. And above the masthead, we have this train attack. It was hell being in terrorist den for 3 months. Alleged mismanagement of over 10 billion naira. Senate mills arrest warrant on PAP officials. These are some of the stories on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Moving now to the New Telegraph. Please, let's have it. The New Telegraph is leading with this story: 2023 presidential race. APC sets as Tinubu names Shetima running mate. And it comes with the rider: Masari steps down, pledges support. Borno ex-governor wisest choice, says Zulu can kicks against Muslim candidacy. Still on the front page of the New Telegraph. Uzodinma to auction Okorocha's private vehicles. Orders: Imo government playing God in the state, says ex-governor. Oshunguba, please deploy 5 APCs, 3 helicopters, 6 drones. An archbishop tells Christians, get legal arms, protect yourselves. Next is the leadership. Please, let's have it on the screen. And the leadership is also leading with story on politics. And it says 29 years after Abiola Kingibe, Tinubu resurrects Muslim ticket, picks Shetima as running mate. And it comes with the rider: Masaru resigns as VP placeholder. Why Asiwaju settled for former Borno governor, pits Northwest as battleground for 2023 poll. And still on the front page of the leadership newspaper this morning. Let's have it on the screen, please. Oshun, don't stir up hate. Abdul Salam tells politicians. Court asked to compel states to use governors' life pensions for education. We are tackling reckless driving in Life City. Minister, these stories are on the front page of the leadership newspaper. I want to sincerely apologize that the stories are not coming on your screen. I think we are having some technical hitches there. And the Nigerian Tribune has this story. It says, can NBF, ACF, Afenifere react as Tinubu picks Shetima as running mate? Yes, we have another story below the picture story there. Despite 125 billion naira grid intervention in 6 years, power supply worsens, investigation. Still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, 12 rescued as bus falls into Lagos Canal. Train attack, 7 freed, passengers united with families. How human trafficker recruited orphan to export drug to Dubai, NDLEA. Still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, we seem to be having some technical hitches there, and that's why it's not coming to your screen. Yes, we have this above the masthead. IGP deploys DIG, 53 other senior officers, 5 APCs, 3 helicopters for Russian Gilbert election. Senate to issue warrant of arrest on presidential amnesty program officials. These stories are on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. And next is this day. And this day is leading with this story. Tinubu rewards loyalty over competence, electoral value, religious balance. Next is Daily Trust. And Daily Trust is leading with story on insecurity. It says families paid 800 million naira to secure release of 7 Kaduna train captives. And it comes with the riders, ransom paid in dollars, naira. How Boko Haram partnered bandits for train attack. Captors behind Kuje jailbreak. They jubilated on return, freed captive. It's a journey to Valley of Death, released FCT UBEC director. The stories are on the front page of the Daily Trust. Let's have it on the screen, please. And still on the front page of the Daily Trust, 2023, why I chose Shetima as running mate. High expectations as NNPC takes off as corporate body. Despite concern, FAN finally shuts Lagos Airport's domestic runway. And PDP crisis, Atiku returns to lead Osun governorship campaign. 2 pupils die after suffocating in school bus. Bratel to sue Sahara reporters for linking him to the covert 1.85 billion naira. These stories are on the front page of the Daily Trust. Next is the blueprint. And the blueprint is leading with this. I picked Shetima because religion, ethnicity can't determine our path. Tinubu chapter in nation's history demands pragmatic approach. Okechukwu makes U-turn, says draw moderate Muslim. I step down to allow for more inclusion. Masori. Politicians using religion to divide Nigeria. Ladoja. These stories are on the front page of the blueprint. Let's have it on the screen, please. And 2022, or 2022, APC will win with wide margin. Oyetola, COAS celebrates Salah luncheon with troops in Yobe. UNESCO okays a Lauren Dover for foreign investment. These stories are on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper. Yes, and the Business Day is next, and it has a story. As terror spreads, Nigeria's government confused. A terror story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Business Day. Apapa Ijora Road, FG, Lagos government look away as motorists suffer. Next is The Guardian, and The Guardian is leading with this. Can MBF Arewa ascribe others to cry APC's Muslim ticket? Church leaders restate demand for self-defense. State police. And The Nation says, why I selected Shetima as running mate by Tinubu. CBN tightens e-payment rules for banks. The last but not the least is the Daily Sun, and it's also loaded with a story on politics. It says, can others kick as Tinubu picks Muslim running mate? Terrorists plotting to attack Kano in DSS custody. IPOB, Lagos boat mishap, death toll rises to 17 as farmer bodies recovered. These stories are on the front page of the Daily Sun. However, there was as well nationwide shutdown in electricity, railway imminent over ASU orders. Oshingilba Oyetola forward candidates speak on insecurity economy orders. Omar calls for execution of presidential pardon for Darvije and Inyame. These stories are on the front page of the Daily Sun. Yes, these are the stories we have for you on some of the national dailies in Nigeria. I have my regular guest in the house who will be analyzing some of these stories for us this morning. Dr. Yinka, you are welcome.
Fine morning.
Barika de Salah.
Yes, I wish to say. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. Tinubu, the VP's law. It seems to be the story on on most of the newspapers, the front page of the newspapers we have this morning. Why is that an issue?
It's not supposed to be.
Okay.
Look, it's called. A lot of people are saying he should pick Muslim Christian ticket. A lot of people, I'm repeating that, are saying he should pick Muslim. So it's now his choice, isn't it? Now he has gone one way out of the two. But every decision has consequences. I don't know if you are aware of that. So I've said somewhere this morning that he has chosen. He should leave the consequences of his choice, negative or positive. And I think he's ready. I don't know why people are becoming emotional about this. The man gave reasons why he chose. He said he's looking for competency, somebody that understands him, somebody that understands the problems of the country, and somebody that can complement him. And he said he has been choosing, and he has never made a choice that he regretted. He's somebody with a Midas touch. He believes so. They do also forget, even the governors of this Northwest wanted him to choose one of them. He still chose from the Northeast. In fact, he wanted particularly to choose Zulu. That is the present governor of Borno State. But Zulu, look, see what happened. Zulu knew that his immediate governor, that's immediate past governor, wanted the job. So he deferred to him. And that one shows that he still wanted. So he rather relinquished the position to his boss, in quote. You understand? Like what happened between Oshibajo and Tinubu. He said this point blankly that he felt his boss still wanted it. So he gave it to him. And he has no regret about it. So the point I'm saying in essence is that it is Tinubu's call to choose whom he will work with, and he has chosen. I repeat, he must live with the consequences.
Okay, and what do you think would be the likely consequences?
I said negative or positive.
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not God. But definitely, even if you make a decision, you face the consequences.
All right. Yes, the leadership puts it this way, say 29 years after Abiola Kingibe. But some, there's this belief in some quarters that the Abiola Kingibe scenario, that in those days, there was nothing like Boko Haram, and the Nigerians were never as divided as they are now on religious and ethnicity lines.
In fact, those who are really dividing us are those who are making a political capital of Muslim together. They are the real people dividing us. What does it matter? If that is the wish of the people, so be it. You understand? It does not matter whether it's Christian or Muslim. Then they have choices. Do you know Tinubu is just one of the choices we have, isn't it?
Yes.
So if anybody does not like Muslim together, let him go for other choices. We have Christian Muslim in other places. Ignore him and vote for your own choices. You have your PVC. For me, they are making a serious issue out of this. In fact, they are making Tinubu more popular in the whole country, as if he's the only one contesting. Has he won? I'm asking, has he won? He hasn't. So you have a choice. If you don't like what he has chosen, go for your own choice. Then, besides, in Yoruba, we say, if he not pander towards what the people wanted, he chose Muslim and he loses. You know he will regret that. If I had known, I would have chosen what came to my mind. Even if he loses now with his choice, he has no regrets. I mean, he chose what he wanted. That is the way to go.
Okay, now let's look at the kind of, if I may say, revolution that is happening within the political parties in Nigeria. Initially, the PDP had issues with zoning the presidency
To the south.
to the south. They give it to the north, and the southern governors were not really happy about it.
Correct.
Now the APC too is also now. Do you think Nigeria is actually going, witnessing a new light in terms of politics and
Yes, it seems so. But that's where it should be. Political situations are dynamic anywhere in the world.
Okay.
Like Riley said, the MKO issue is gone. We cannot compare that time with now. But the reality still remains that every politician will pander towards numbers. Tinubu must have calculated that to get the numbers he wanted in order to win, he should choose Muslim. You understand? You know, they deal with figures. I mentioned this the last time I came here, that the ideal thing would have been for Tinubu to have chosen a Christian. But what is the guarantee that if he chose a Christian, he will win? Those who will not vote for him will still not vote for him if he chose a Christian. I'm sure you know that. People who will not vote will still not vote for him. So let's forget about this. He has chosen. Only God should get us the best.
Okay, away from politics now. Fuel hits 250 naira per litre in Abuja. And that is on the front page of the Punch. I don't know if we've cleared with the technical H there. Please let's have it on the screen. The Punch newspaper, 250 naira per litre.
I pray that it does not go beyond that. And if it goes, we have to live with it. It is the fault of the government. If our refinery were to be working, we will not be giving excuses about Ukraine-Russian war. We will not be saying that if it's working. But when it's not working, whatever happens internationally affects our pricing. That's one. Two, we still have subsidy there. We are still paying humongous amounts of money for subsidy. Two. Three, the marketers are taking advantage of the situation. The marketers are making sure that they want to rake humongous amounts of money from the situation we have found ourselves. I saw some people in the north, they were doing a rally against marketers, not against government, because they knew quite already that they are making abnormal profit out of the situation. Do you know that a filling station in Oshogbo still sell at 165? I don't know if you are aware. Are they not lifting from the way they are lifting? They still sell at 165. So what's happening in this country? If you go in, you see 179, 180. You see, in fact, it's 180, 185 now, if you want to buy. Why? Are they not taking advantage of the situation? But I don't blame them. If our government has put things in proper shape, perhaps we'll not be telling this story. But I want to repeat, with all said, the subsidy regime should remain. Otherwise, it will be worse than this.
All right. The Daily Trust has the story. Families paid 800 million naira to secure release of 7 Kaduna train captives.
May God help us in this country.
800 million naira.
That's why I'm saying that if you look at the situation in this country now, we should just pray and be patient for us to ease out this present government. I have a feeling that once this government goes, things will change. A feeling. And I hope, God being with me, it will happen. So let's just be patient a bit. Their days are numbered, aren't they?
Yes, the days are numbered. Yes, the Daily Sun says terrorists plotting to attack Kano in GSS custody. That's credited to IPOB.
You know IPOB now, they have to raise this issue to make a possible position of the federal government, perhaps in releasing him. It won't happen. Who will attack him? They don't need to. He's still being held. And the court cases are still on.
Attacked by terrorists.
That's what I'm saying. They won't attack.
No, you said who will attack him. I'm just reminding you that the Kuje prison was attacked and terrorists free.
But we know the reason for those ones now. They want to free one of their own. The Boko Haram. They free their own people.
Okay.
I don't think Kanu is one of them. Or is he?
Now, the Nigerian Tribune says, despite 135 billion naira grid intervention in 6 years, power supply worsens.
Power supply will remain until we make sure that we face head-on the problem of power. Do you know that fifth columnists are still behind this issue of power, the epileptic power supply in Nigeria? But epileptic is even an understatement. Some people are importing generating sets. They will continue to make sure that the power situation does not get better in Nigeria so that they can continue to still import this. It's actually a shame and a bad situation. The present situation we have is not acceptable. So we're expecting that come 2023, the new, I don't like to use the word new set because they are still Nigerians. Another set of people, I prefer that word.
Okay.
Will come in.
No,
So change the situation.
You talked about those benefiting from the
Definitely, yes.
Now, when the federal government said it wanted to boost agricultural production in Nigeria, it placed embargo on the importation of rice. Now, wouldn't it be fair for the government to also place embargo on importation of generating sets?
It won't happen.
Okay.
Because it will worsen the situation. The little that will now come in will be so expensive that you will not even be able to afford it. That's not the way to go. The way to go is to go after these people. They know them. Are they not PIG? You know PIG? People in government. It is what we call now them. They know them. They should just talk to them and then try to see what we can do. After all, we unbundled NEPA, PSN for a better result. Are we getting a better result? So I think we should tackle the issue gradually. like prepaid meter should be given free of charge to everybody, and that will solve a problem.
Okay. Yes, we have another one. Unaccounted 10 billion naira. Senate issues arrest warrant on amnesty officials.
Yes, because they cannot account. I have talked about transparency, accountability, and probity. If that is the way we run this government, this story you read will not have arisen. I hope another set of people coming in will address all this. We are praying so.
All right. Leadership, still on the front page of the leadership newspaper, there's this story. Court asked to compel states to use governors' life pensions for education.
Yes, I wish that could happen, but it's easier said than done. Pension should not be anything government should touch. First, so government is supposed to add its own cut to it, but with the contribution of the workers and that of, in fact, government don't even add their own, they just use what is available. It's a shame. I hope this will stop.
All right. Yes, we have this. Let's look at it. Oshun, don't stir up hate. Absalami tells politicians.
Yes, we don't need hate. We don't need hate speeches. We don't need anything called hatred, especially with the coming election.
And the Tribune said IGP deploys DIG 53 other senior officers, 5 APCs, 3 helicopters for Oshun.
They should do more than deployment. We are tired of effort. We want result. We want peace. How there will be peace? All this deployment is just moving on. Let's see the result that there will be peaceful election.
All right. Thank you very much. We want peace. And it is on that note we are saying our bye on today's edition of Newspapers Today. A very big thanks to our guests for always making it to the program.
Anytime.
I also want to say thank you to my producer, Akiola Owolabi. My name is Oluchi Amuda. Keep enjoying your holidays. Good morning.